Hey everyone, so the new War Bond is out. I've gotten everything from it, tried it out, and yeah, it's good. That's right, you didn't mishear me. Arrowhead released a good War Bond. I'm surprised too. I will also be talking about the Superstore Trench Shotgun too because I definitely have my thoughts on that. They also released a content roadmap, which is surprising. Somehow we got one before Destiny 2. Anyways, that's what I'll be talking about in this video. To start things off, we've got the SMG Flam 34 Stoker. It's got light armor pen and deals 130 regular damage and fires at 420 RPM, which adds up to 910 damage per second. It has a mag size of 45 and 5 extra mags, so that's 5,850 damage per mag and 35,230 damage across all of its ammo. It's also got 30 durable damage, which is the second highest out of all the SMGs, with it being only 2 behind the Reprimand. And to finish off its stats, it has 9 recoil and an ergonomic stat of 55. For its underbarrel flamethrower, it's literally just the crisper, meaning it deals 150 damage per second, which is the same as all the other flamethrowers besides the Commander. And it also has has heavy armor pen, again same with all the other flamethrowers, and it has 50 ammo. But it has 3 spare canisters, which is 1 less than the Crispers. This SMG is really good. Its fire rate was a little, I guess, jarring when I first used it. But once I got used to it, I actually really liked it. It should be able to one-tap Devastator heads. I haven't tested that out yet. It's just that the numbers line up with what should be, with how it should work, And since the flamethrower is also like pretty much just the crisper, you basically just get to have a second pistol for free. Honestly, I don't even think that's intentional. That's just how good it is. Overall, this SMG is, again, extremely good. In ranked against the other SMGs, it's an easy S tier, but compared to the other primers, it'd be A, maybe S tier. Next up is the CQC-73 Entrenchment Tool. It deals 165 damage and it can dig holes. I personally think it's pretty good on the bot front, since with it you can create cover like instantly. The digging does seem to be bugged though, since after you dig for a bit, you'll hit a spot that you can't dig through, but if you keep digging after you hit it, the hole will randomly double in depth. I think the reason it's like this is because of something like lag. Because what I think happens is that once you dig deep enough, the game and the server become out of sync. So when you keep digging in that spot, the server acknowledges you digging, but the game doesn't. So when the game and server resync, the game will instantly update the hole to match the server. This is just a guess though, so it could have a completely different reason. Ranking the shovel against other secondary melees, it's an easy S tier just for the digging alone. But against every secondary, I put it somewhere between B and C tier. And that's it. Not really much else to say about the shovel. Moving on to the second page, we have the G48 Giga Grenade. It deals 2,000 explosive damage, has anti-tank penetration, a blast radius of 12, tying with the dynamite. It detonates on impact, and you get 2 of them. It can almost kill anything the thermite can, but that's because the fire from the thermite actually deals 975 additional damage, so in reality it almost deals 33% less damage. Only giving it 2 uses is an interesting choice, given that, again, it's an anti-tank grenade, yet deals almost 1,000 less damage than the thermites, which have 3 uses and stick to targets. You could make the argument that they're like that because they detonate on impact, and you have to stick enemies with the thermite, which isn't guaranteed, but with how large its blast radius is and reduced throw distance, you're more than likely going to end up either damaging yourself or missing your throw. And that seems like enough of a trade-off that it would justify having 3 of them. I do still think they're good though, because their high damage blast radius and the impact detonation actually makes them pretty good at clearing out large groups of enemies. I do think that they need to up the max grenade amount for these to 3, though. For their ranking, I'd give them a high B to a low A tier. For the first stratagem, we have the AGM-17 Gas Mortar Sentry. It has a base cooldown of 180 seconds and a call-in time of 7.75 seconds. And with all the ship upgrades, they are 154 and 4.75 seconds respectively. It's got 36 base ammo, 48 upgraded, a maximum targeting range of 125 meters, and I'm not sure what its lifespan is, but I think it's 150 seconds, as that would line up with the EMS mortar, which has a similar fire rate. Its behavior is also unique, like completely, as it only targets enemies that are not currently afflicted with gas. Overall, it is extremely good. I was able to rack up like 40 plus kill streaks with it just by calling it down and leaving it alone and not shooting a single enemy. For ranking, I'd say I can easily give it an A tier. Maybe even an S tier, honestly, but that's kind of stretching it, I'd say, since this is really only good against chaff, and chaff is for the most part isn't really that much of an issue, at least for me. But yeah, and that's it that's it for the mortar for that sentry. Again, not a lot to say about it. And moving on to the final page, for our first item, we have the B Flam 80 Cremator. It deals 225 damage per second, has heavy armor pen and 500 ammo, and it has a call-in time of 7.75 seconds and a cooldown time of 480 seconds, which when upgraded drops down to 4.75 and 410.4 seconds respectively. This thing is insane. It will melt through literally anything you point it at. Charger? Gone. Flesh Mob? Gone. Bile Titan? Gone. This honestly might be the best item in the Warbond. Easy, like, S tier for just S tier easily. And now, the final weapon. The P69 Veto. It's got medium armor pen and deals 105 regular damage and fires at 750 RPM. That gives it 1,312.5 damage per second. It has a mag size of 12 with 90 spare rounds, so it's got 1,260 total mag damage and a total overall damage of 10,710. It's got 35 durable damage, 30 recoil, and 100 ergonomics. It also has jet-assisted rounds like the Dominator, meaning they experience absolutely zero bullet drop or damage falloff whatsoever. The gun just isn't that good, though. It just feels like it's the weakest pistol, even though it's got more damage than half of the other regular pistols. I'm not really sure why it's like this. It might be because the reload is bugged, since you're only able to reload in 6-round increments, even though it says rounds reload. I did upload a short showcasing that bug if you want to go see it. Also, don't fucking say that it's supposed to reload like the autocannon, because the gun says rounds reload, while the autocannon doesn't, okay? It's obviously fucking bugged. Once that gets fixed, though, I'll probably take another look at the gun. To rank it, though, I'd probably put it somewhere between C and D tier. And to finish off the Warbond, the armor passives. That's right, passives plural. We got multiple new ones. The first one is Concussive Padding Grenadier. It gives you 50% resistance to explosive damage as well as 2 extra grenades. It's alright. It's not overly strong, but it's also not really weak in any way. It's at most a B tier passive. The other passive is Concussive Padding Hazmat. It provides 50% explosive damage resistance, 25% resistance to gas damage and its effects, and it reduces pistol recoil by 50%. This one's a lot worse, because unless you or a teammate is using gas, you're already missing out on a third of the passive, and even then, it's so easy to avoid gas sources that the passive still won't be taking effect at all. And if you do end up taking gas damage, it does so little that you don't even really need any damage resistance for it. So that's already a third of the passive that's just completely irrelevant. The pistol recoil I don't even think anybody is having so much trouble with pistol recoil to the point of requiring a passive to control it. And if you do, just use Fortified so the recoil reduction applies to all your guns, and you still have that explosive damage resistance. So that's just 2/3 of the passive that are just completely useless. This one is definitely a D tier, and that is the entire Warbond. I'd give it a high A to maybe a low S tier. There's a lot of really good stuff in it, more than most Warbonds. It's also the most expensive premium Warbond to date, requiring a whopping 888 medals to complete. The armor passives, yeah, they aren't exactly the best, but the Grenadier one is honestly, it's what I'd call like a utility passive, if anything. It's not something like the stealth armor where it reinforces like a singular playstyle. It's something that's more just applies across the board evenly, so it's not really suited for like one. So it's not really good in one sector, but also not really bad in the other. It's just an all-rounder passive, okay? And that's why I still think the Warbond's still good, despite having a map passive and a second dogshit passive. Overall, this one is definitely really good and is absolutely 100% worth your super credits. Now to address the elephant in the room, the Sweeper Trench Shotgun. It was available in the Superstore for 400 super credits. This is just blatantly greedy behavior from Arrowhead. First, it was adding stratagems to warbonds and melee weapons to the Superstore. Then it was pistols, then grenades, and now primary weapons. If Arrowhead keeps going down this path, they will inevitably add stratagems to the Superstore. And yeah, I know about the Double Freedom, I have it, I've maxed it out, but I was more willing to give that a pass since it's just not really overly that good. While the Trench Shotgun is insane. And making it 400 super credits is just extra evil because the super credits in the actual Warbond only go up to 300, meaning you have to either purchase or grind out 100 extra super credits. And since I doubt the average casual player will know about super credit grinding or even really want to do it, they'll end up having to spend money in order to get it before it leaves the Superstore, which it already has. And that is assuming that they had enough time to grind out enough medals in time to get the 300 super credits. Assuming the average casual player plays around like 2 to 3 hours a day, and they probably won't be consistently diving like super Helldive, so meaning that they likely won't get enough medals before the Superstore even resets to get all that stuff. So this means that they would have to spend money to acquire the shotgun. And since the $5 super credit bundle doesn't give you 500 super credits, it only gives you 375, and the $200 bundle doesn't give you 200, it only gives you 150. They would have to spend a maximum of $6 to get the shotgun. A $6 shotgun. This is just blatantly greedy and scummy behavior from Arrowhead. And I despise it. If it ever gets to the point that they start selling stratagems in the Superstore, I will uninstall the game, and I recommend that you would do that too, should that happen. And if Arrowhead needs the money for some reason, despite selling like millions of copies, why don't you just add armor customization and then add patterns into the Superstore? Because like, as long as you also add the armor patterns to the Warbonds that already have patterns. Because like, I personally would be willing to spend money on patterns, okay? I would be willing to do that. Just, for the love of God, please stop selling weapons in the Superstore. Okay, so with that out of the way, on to the final subject of the video. The roadmap. I like what they're doing. To me, it seems like they will be doing these like minor updates with every Warbond, as we've already gotten one with the Illuminant, and the content in it seems near the level of a major update. Again, I really like this idea. The narrative last summer was just really slow because it was literally pretty much entirely just filler MOs. And it seems like Arrowhead saw that, and this is their solution to that. And I know I've already said it twice, but I really like this idea. Looking at what's actually in the roadmap, I think that we will be going back to the Gloom in April and delving deeper into it, because I think that the two new biomes will be Hive World variants. It's because that would make the most narrative sense regarding what to do with the Terminids, okay? Plus, above the update is a symbol for the faction it's centered around, and given that it's going to be centered around the bugs, it makes sense for the new biomes to be Terminid related. Hence, new Hive World biomes. And looking at the June update, I think that we will be getting a new Mega City variant, as that's really the only like truly like super Helldivers related like biome. It could just be a new planet type like the magma planets, though, you know. Also, since it is gonna be Helldiver centric, maybe we'll hopefully get some customization reworks. I'm pretty sure Arrowhead said that they wanted to add stuff like the vehicle customization and, you know, like rework weapon customization. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't know that for sure. And besides, it doesn't say anything about any rework, so, you know, don't get your hopes up. And that's all I have for you today. If you liked it, hit the subscribe and like buttons, leave a comment with your thoughts on the video, share, and also hit the hype button. I don't really know what the fuck it does, but it probably wouldn't hurt. I might be making more Helldivers videos in the future, but they haven't ever really done well on my channel with the exception of one. So I guess we'll see how this does. Anyways, I'll see you later.